Deep in the emerald heart of the great pine forest, where the trees reached high enough to tickle the clouds, lived a burly brown bear named Boro. He was known for his strength and size, but even more so for his insatiable appetite. Boro had just woken from his long winter nap, his stomach rumbling louder than thunder rolling down the hills. With sleepy eyes and heavy steps, he lumbered down the rocky slope of his cave and sniffed the warm spring air. It smelled of blooming flowers, fresh berries, and distant rivers. But none of it smelled like food he could sink his teeth into. As he wandered through the forest, his large paws stirring up leaves and twigs, he growled softly, "I need honey. Sweet, golden honey." The very thought of it made his mouth water, but after months of hibernation, Boro's memory was a bit foggy. He couldn't quite remember where the bees made their hives the previous year, so he trudged on, determined to find the scent of honey, unaware that he was being watched. From the top of a tall tulip tree, a tiny bee with shimmering wings and a curious heart hovered quietly. Her name was Lily, a young scout from Hive Blossom Root. She had been gathering nectar when she noticed the enormous bear sniffing and snorting around the forest. "He looks hungry," she whispered to herself, "but we've worked hard all spring. We can't just let a bear raid our hive." Still, something about Boro's slow steps and sunken eyes stirred something inside her pity. Perhaps, or something braver. Boro soon reached a sunny clearing, filled with wildflowers and buzzing bees. The scent of honey filled the air at last. His nose twitched. "Aha!" he grinned, licking his lips. But just as he followed the trail through the petals and past the bushes, Lily zipped in front of him and hovered inches from his wide, brown nose. "Stop right there!" she squeaked. Boro blinked. He had never been talked to by a bee before. "Who are you?" he asked, startled. "I'm Lily, scout bee of Hive Blossom Root," she replied, her voice shaking but firm. "And you are heading straight toward our hive." "I know," Boro said. "I haven't eaten in days. I just want a little honey." "You can't take it," she said, buzzing in place. "We've worked all spring to collect that nectar. If you tear down our hive, you'll destroy months of labor." Boro frowned. "But I'm starving." "There are berries nearby," Lily offered. "I'll even show you where. Please, don't harm our home." The bear huffed. "Do I look like a berry-eating squirrel? I need something sweet, something rich." Lily took a deep breath. "Then let me make you a deal," she said. "Give me one day. If I don't bring you something better, you can come back." Boro considered. His belly grumbled again, but there was something honest in the little bee's voice. "Fine," he said. "One day, but if you trick me—" "I won't," Lily promised and zipped away before the bear could change his mind. Lily flew faster than ever before, dodging leaves and diving through petals. She had made a promise not just to the bear, but to her entire hive. If she failed, Boro would return and rip their honeycomb to pieces. She reached Hive Blossom Root and landed on the entrance branch, panting. The other bees buzzed around her in alarm. "What happened, Lily?" asked Captain Buzzwing, a large elder bee with golden stripes and wise eyes. "A bear is coming for our honey," Lily said. "But I've asked him to wait one day. I need to find another way to feed him." The elder bees gasped. "You did what?" "He looked so hungry," she explained, "but I didn't want to fight. I wanted to protect our home without harm." The council of bees gathered, murmuring among themselves. Some called her foolish, others brave, but Captain Buzzwing raised a wing. "Perhaps she's right. The forest has changed. It's time we learn to live with creatures like Boro, not just hide from them." Lily buzzed with renewed energy. "I'll find a solution. I just need help." The bees guided her to a distant patch of honeyberries, a rare fruit that tasted almost like honey itself, but it was deep in Badgerland, a place even bears avoided. Lily hesitated for only a second, then darted into the air. She would face danger if it meant saving her hive. She passed flocks of birds and silent owls, swooping between thorns and branches. At last, she reached the valley where honeyberries grew. But the bush was guarded by a sleepy badger, its paws twitching in its slumber. Lily knew she had to act quickly. She buzzed past the badger's ear, distracting it while a few other brave bees collected the honeyberries and loaded them into flower petals like bowls. The badger stirred, but didn't wake. Lily sighed in relief as they lifted the berries high above the trees and flew back toward the forest. Morning dawned with golden rays slanting through the trees. Boro sat near the edge of the clearing, his stomach groaning, but his promise keeping him rooted. He was about to rise and march to the hive when he heard a buzz, then another, then many. Lily returned with a parade of bees, each carrying bright petals filled with golden berries. You brought these for me?" Boro asked, stunned. "Yes," Lily said, offering him the biggest bundle. "They taste just like honey, but you won't hurt anyone by eating them." The bear sniffed the berries, then took a bite. His eyes widened. "They're delicious," he said with a full-mouth grin. "Even better than honey." He gobbled up the rest, then licked the petal clean. "You're amazing, little bee." "You kept your word," she said, smiling. "So I kept mine." The bees landed in a circle around them, buzzing softly. It was the first time a bear and bees had shared a meal instead of a fight. Boro lay back, his belly full and heart calm. "I never thought bees could be so clever." "And we never thought bears could be patient," Lily replied. Captain Buzzwing landed on Boro's paw. "From today," "From today, let there be peace between Hive Blossomroot and the Bear of the Woods." Boro nodded. "And if I ever get hungry, maybe I'll help you find more of those berries. Or plant more bushes," one bee shouted. They all laughed and cheered. Days passed, and spring ripened into summer. Boro and Lily became an odd pair in the foresta, towering bear and a tiny bee who went on berry hunting adventures together. Word spread among the animals, and soon birds, squirrels, and even deer came to watch the unlikely duo. Boro began helping bees plant new honeyberry bushes, using his claws to dig the earth and his strength to move stones. In return, the bees shared small drops of honey from fallen combs, just enough to treat their friend. The forest, once a place of survival and silence, began to buzz with friendship. Even young cubs and baby bees learned from their elders about the bear who chose peace and the bee who chose bravery. One cool evening, as fireflies danced in the sky and stars peeked through the treetops, Boro sat beneath his favorite tree, watching Lily dart between flowers. "You know," he said thoughtfully, "I used to think strength was about teeth and claws, but now I see it's about patience, promises, and little wings that never give up." Lily landed on his nose. "And I used to think bears only cared about honey." They both chuckled. In the distance, the hive glowed faintly in the moonlight. Nearby, bushes filled with honeyberries sparkled with dew. Peace had not just arrived in the forest, it had taken root, grown petals, and bloomed. And so, the bear and the bee, once strangers, became legends of the woods. Please subscribe my channel, forever remembered as the ones who chose understanding over fear and kindness over instinct.
Audio Jungle.